Hello everyone, it's Likan Chu here, and today I want to talk about building and running SPKI server applications. This video will assume that you have already pre-installed lab server and phpMyAdmin on the server side. It will also assume you have already pre-installed .NET 8.0 SDK. For both C app and without the ending, this file needs to be configured. You can configure the path whereby the list of user private keys are stored. However, the user private keys stored inside the file system of Linux VPS needs to be pre-encrypted. The same goes for encryption and MSC secret key and nodes authentication private key. For CC operations file, nonce1 and nonce2 variable can be configured to any hexadecimal data you like. As of now, these two variables have no tools in configuring the data. The closest one can rely on is to use the link given data. The amounts of bytes to be created is 24. It needs to be encoded in hexadecimal. These two variables are public variables. Their variables length must exactly be the same as xchar20 stream cipher nonce length. In create master keys version 2 function, seed source 1 and seed source 2 are two private variables. The first is responsible in creating seeded deterministic MSC secret key, whereas the latter is responsible in creating encryption secret key. The created secret keys from the given seeds will be used to decrypt and verify MAC from encrypted encryption and MSC secret key stored on the server's file system. The inputting and configuring of two of the given seeds variables require the use of ON app from client applications. The path to the encrypted encryption and secret key can be configured. In create and encrypt signature private key function, the paths can also be configured. In decrypt node signature private key function, the path can also be configured. In export node signature private key function, the path can be configured. These two variables are public variables. They use sealed box concept from libsodium. These two public variables will also be using ON client applications. As of now, the created secret keys from seeds will need to be used in encrypting node encryption and MSC secret key. The node's encryption and MSC secret key will need to be used in encrypting users' private keys and node's authentication private key. The encryption of users' private keys will rely on both ON application and AU application. I will show how it is done in later videos. In this file, the secret path can be changed to whatever you wish to let it be. This is the format of the file content to be read by the application. If default setting was used for MySQL, database name and database username must not be longer than 32 ASCII characters. The password can only accept a combination of alphanumeric and any symbols that are not alphanumeric will result in MySQL processing error. In program.cs, you can change the 1001 port to any other number. However, to try to avoid certain ports, which includes but not limited to SSL and 80, assuming your IP address is 192.168.1.1, if the default configuration does not change, then your server application launching URL is 192.168.1.1, colon 1001. And the API URL of your server application is 192.168.1.1 colon 1001 slash API. I skip HTTP or HTTPS. Extra configurations might be required if HTTPS were required. Whenever there is a new authorized user on the node operator needs to manually key in certain data into the MySQL database. AU app from the client side will access the data insertion along with communications between the authorized users and node operator. I will be showing a list of files needed on server side. These files normally required by CApp server applications. As the video ends, I will be recording other video just showing how to compile or build applications after all the things were done. So when you actually receive the server application in the form of source code like what I've shown here, if you are on Windows, then you actually can click on the csproc or the sln file. Either one should be fine. And inside here, you can see it already load all the files for you. Then you can right click on the thing here. Simply click on the build, should be okay. If let's say you actually will want to do it in the form of terminal or command prompt or console or whatever you call it, you need to actually navigate inside the command prompt, navigate to the folder of the source code. For example, this is the path. Then I change it to the path here. And then after I do so, need to do the .NET build. Yeah, just simply let it build like this, then you should be good to go. After building, if you actually store the compiled software inside the bin here, and then we click on the debug, you can see something like this. Yeah. For the server application, this is what needs to be done for both the C app and without the C app. For the client application, actually, it's the same steps, but need to do it twice. If you actually receive the source code later on the client side application, you can see something like having two kind of project. So you need to compile and run the first one, then do it again on the second one, which means that like now this one does not have the desktop, right? So I need to click on the build first, and then after it's done, then I need to click on the build here again and wait for it to finish. What you should be seeing is something like this. For current application, where you can find it is that you click on the desktop folder. So you click inside, and then you go to the bin and debug. This thing here is actually the application. If on Windows, you can just simply click on the .exe and it will be running. But for macOS and for Linux, you need to do this command. Yeah, and then it will be having the application shown here. If you can't actually have the SDK installed on Linux or macOS or whatsoever, then the best bet is that you You build the thing inside your Windows device and then you copy the whole compiled application into the Linux device. With C cron job will be required on Linux. The details on running can refer to ChatGPT or LLM of any kind. Without C Microsoft's .NET host and deploy guidance on Linux can be used. However, the Nix part need to be ignored. This link will be useful. I will advise no operator to start or monitor the app. Inside the service file, there is user. It can be anyone with permission over the file system, or to make it simpler, it can be sudo or root. After the service file created along with timeout stop sec equals to infinity, the commands below need to be run. Ignore systemd escape value to escape and environment connection strings default connection equals connection string. The commands required were systemctl enable Kestrel hello app service, systemctl start Kestrel hello app service, systemctl stop Kestrel hello app service, and systemctl status Kestrel hello app service. The last command was used in checking the application running status. After doing these steps, the server application should be up and running. Thank you.